See, it's black again.
Okay, go ahead and.
Turn it off, then back on.
Yep. Hey, a little dark here, but we'll be back with you in just a second as we get ready for action here tonight. And I'm going to step aside and do my other thing that I do as we get ready to get this one underway. Whew, about wore myself out. Do that once in a while.
We could be in for a very good treat here. According to Max Preps, Caden Fogelson of South Fulton is averaging 19 points, and Braden Copeland is averaging 20.2 points a game. So let's see what that brings in store for tonight's contest.
Ball comes to Brody Cordell, working over on the near side of the three-point line, gives a bounce to Clark, over to Whitman. And Whitman going to explode to the hoop, fouled on the way in there as Carruthers going to pick up the personal. And Matt Whitman with a very strong move to the hole, Brandon.
He went in hard, and he drew that foul within the first 15 seconds of this contest.
And Whitman steps up, drains the first. Cyclones go up 1-0 here. Second one, good as well. And the Cyclones will pressure on the inbounds. Inbounds through the hands of Adkins, but gathered back up. And Fawcett going to step on the sideline. So they'll come back here the other way. And DeCounter will trigger it in. Into Braden Copeland, quick over to Whitman. Swings to Clark, into DeCounter. DeCounter up, has his shot blocked away there by Miller. And then a foul up the court. And that's something you're not going to want to see there, kind of one of those don't compound the mistake. You missed a shot, got it blocked down here, then you commit the foul coming up the court.
Got to keep your composure. West Prairie, though, I've seen them at the Bushnell tip-off, and Copeland was very impressive, and I could see that West Prairie has gotten better since the last couple of years.
Cyclones have a really good, strong class of sophomores here as Caden Fogelsong scored his first basket. Matt Whitman out top with it on a high double post set, works it over to Cordell on a bounce, and swings to Clark. Give it to Whitman. Whitman gives a look over Fawcett, thought the three, pulled, and then brings it over, finally swinging all the way over to the counter, directing a little traffic. He'll come up top and over to Copeland. Copeland spots three. That one a little bit long, but the counter had the rebound for a second, off his fingertips and out of bounds. As they'll face pressure again, Hunter Adkins will trigger it in. And looking to love it long to Fogelsong. Fogelsong on the run past Cordell, in and good. Man, touchdown. That was a beauty of a pass.
It was, and dunk may have been in his mind, but he went ahead and took that easy layup for that easy two.
The counter works around with it now, dribbles in. He'll put up the 16-footer, no good. Rebound tipped. And they're going to say it was off of Clark and out of bounds to South Fulton. So 4-2 so far. 6:27 mark here this first quarter. Play Adkins. Trigger into Fogelsong. Fogelsong giving a look. Trying to go past Cordell. Cordell doing a good job getting in front of him. And then he just kind of blew by him but missed the lay-in. And they're going to whistle a foul on a Fawcett. And that'll be his first. Carithers got the other one.
On that, Fawcett just came in, tried to crash the boards, crashed a little too hard, and got the foul called on him.
They work it over to Copeland, now to Whitman. Copeland cutting through, running what they call continuous. So all of us run that same play. Out to DeCounter, he'll put up a three and ring it up for Eli DeCounter. That's the Cyclones ahead, 5-4. Adkins in the backcourt, quickly up. And they tried to loop it down. Carithers able to snatch it back. Dribble up, and the floater no good there by Miller in the lane. And then another rebound foul. They're going to whistle Fawcett for his second on the counter. So we're going to see a quick substitution here as Jude Thiner going to check in. Fawcett going to take a seat. And that's one of those, you appreciate the aggression a little bit, but you want him to dial it down just a touch.
Right, and he is a player that you want in there because, as you can see, he really does crash the boards.
Thiner with a nice steal from the counter. Brings it over to Adkins. Adkins in the lane out to Carithers. Cross-court pass, drives lane, kicks. And still looking in for Fogelsong. Nope, out to Thiner. Now into Fogelsong, trying to go on Cordell. Dribbled off his foot. Nice jump on it by Brody Cordell. Eli DeCounter didn't realize it was there behind him. And we'll take this time out. Want to thank some of our very fine sponsors here on TSSR Game Time Live, as they would include the folks such as JoJo's Gaming Parlor. They offer the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out the TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH Events, live on a big screen. Join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street, Bushnell, and cheer our area teams on to victory. Having a slow and reliable internet just doesn't cut it in 2024. MTC Communications offers lightning-fast, reliable fiber internet, video phone service, and camera systems to the McDonough, Henderson, and Hancock County areas. Visit mtc.crowdfiber.com to check your availability. Braden Copeland out with it now, still yet to score in a game, and we're about 3 minutes gone by. Whitman out top, working that 1-4 set again, comes over to Copeland. Copeland passes to Cordell to Whitman. Whitman looking in at Clark. Nice cut in the lane and up and in and good. Again, they'll pressure on the inbounds here. As bring it up, lob to Thiner. Thiner looking out top for Miller. Miller puts it on the way, and a sports corner three for Miller. Offense fast and furious so far in this one. To Whitman, over to Copeland. Now you notice, Brandon, they are uptight on him wherever he goes.
They are, and you have to be, I guess Coach Simpson and Coach Clemens must have scouted out the West Prairie Cyclones, or maybe they just remember him from last year. But neither one of the coaches from South Fulton was on the coaching staff last year. Coach Casey Jones, he went to Lewiston to be the JV girls coach, and Coach Coleman moved up from JV to varsity girls this year.
They bring it into Clark in the lane, and I think Adkins was a little slow they were slow rotating or communicating there, and somebody lost Clark. He got a foul, and we'll look to put it in. That is already the 5th team foul in this first quarter on South Fulton. And Clark misses the first. Ready's the second one. It is good. 8-7, Cyclones creep ahead. Inbounds to Miller. He'll look to work it up against Clark. DeCounter ready to jump. Out to Thiner, over in the corner. Shot is on the way and a little bit short. That one by Nix. Back come the Cyclones the other way. Miller goes up with a DeCounter, missed the free throw. Copeland couldn't get the runner. And Thiner back the other way. End-to-end action over to Adkins. Up and in and good. 9-8 lead here. Copeland at the throttle for the Cyclones. Bounces to DeCounter. He'll wheel, dump to Cordell. Nobody picked him up, puts it up, and he'll put it in. 10-9, Cyclones by 1. Thiner across the timeline. Over to Adkins, looking in, tried to get to Fogelsong, and stolen away twice by Brody Cordell. Cordell pulls it up as Fogelsong trying to get it away from him. And a travel on Cordell as he got up with it. Going to be a little faster pace, Brandon, than the JV game.
Yes, it is, and plus we're seeing full court press as we didn't see last game, and I think we kind of knew that wasn't going to be seen. But
Nix will be fouled by Matt Whitman. So 7 fouls so far. Now, South Fulton already with 5-team personals. They bring it in and tapped away by Whitman, recovered by Thiner, out to Adkins. Adkins over for Nix. Nix on the wheel. And we've got 3 seconds in the lane on Fogelsong as he's been camping out in there trying to get position. I think he just stayed a little too long.
I believe Fogelsong and Thiner both were in there for quite a while.
Whitman will bring it up over to Copeland. Over to Cordell. Cordell to Whitman. Whitman looking to go baseline. Explodes up in the lane. Missed the shot. Got his own rebound to DeCounter. He'll put up the 3. It's no good. And Fogelsong the rebound. Throws the long pass to Miller. Up and in and good. It is 11-10. 1-point lead here for the Rebels. And Cyclones working. Copeland has it picked away. On the run with it is Nix. Nix in the lane, lays it up and in. and the Rebels take a 13-10 lead. 2 minutes left to go here, first quarter. Eli DeCounter holds it out on the near side, looks to give to Ryan Clark, up to Copeland. Now for Cordell. Cordell in the lane. Eli DeCounter missed the shot, got his own rebound, puts it up and can't get it to go. Fogelsong out of there with it. Out to Thiner. To Adkins. Adkins tried to get it to Miller. He'll pop the three from the corner. No good, and Clark able to nice block out on Fogelsong, Brandon.
Yeah, and that's what you got to do. You got to get a body on him, or he's going to hurt you inside. He's a big, strong kid, and he goes after the ball. He does everything. He puts his body on the line, so you got to put your body on him.
The counter holds it out now as we work down toward a minute. Trying to bounce it to Whitman, does. And they'll set it out here to Copeland. Copeland, a three on the way, no good, and the rebound snared by DeCounter. Whitman will set it up again. BYU is the call by Coach Conkling. On a night, they get a nice back cut to Clark, puts it up and puts it in. Makes it 13-12. On 13-12. They bring it out, and Copeland, one of those silly ones, he was trying to pressure so hard, and we've got a substitution. Jonas Shaw will check in, and Jackson Miller will check out. Adkins to trigger. In on the near side, three is up, and a sports corner three is good by the Rebels. And I'll tell you, Brandon, Coach Conkling is hot.
Yeah, and I mean, Shaw just entered the game, and within a second, bam, he's on the board with 3 points. And, I mean, he was wide open. I'm sure that's what Coach is going to be talking about here in this timeout.
And that's one of those things you got to recognize when somebody comes into the game. You got to make sure that you recognize them, know where they are, and are able to find them. Because that stuff like that will absolutely kill you whenever those things happen. 16-12, the lead now for the Rebels. And again, this is going to be kind of up and down end-to-end action, which you love. Your farm is your legacy as a leading farm insurer. Country Financial is here to help protect it. Call Brett Powell, your local country rep, at 309-652-3889 for a free quote today. Ryden Farm Supply, located in the heart of Walnut Grove and in business since 1974. Ryden Farm Supply can meet all your needs for LP seed, fertilizer, and farm chemicals. Their LP service is unmatched in this area, and as a customer, they'll take care of you. Give them a call today at 309-772-3121. Copeland bringing it up here now over to Whitman. They swing it back near side, looking at Copeland, looked at Clark for a minute, now comes out to the counter to Whitman. Whitman out top to Clark. Clark wheeling to DeCounter. DeCounter looks out to Copeland. Copeland three on the way. That one's short. And the rebound, Adkins kicks it over for Nix. Nix in the corner. Has it stolen away by Copeland, picked up by Whitman, and they're going to have to hustle. 2 seconds with one. Copeland has it picked, and that's the end of the first quarter of play with the South Fulton Rebels leading 16-12 over the Cyclones of West Prairie. We're going to take this commercial timeout. Be back in just a moment right here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
We're for agriculture, for growers, doers, whatever it takers. We're for doing things with purpose. We're for the little guy with big guy dreams. We're for agriculture. We're for you. Nutrien Ag Solutions, leading the field.
And we are back here as we get ready to head to the second quarter of play. Pawn Plus is proud to have served Macomb and the surrounding area for over 20 years. Providing cash for most items of value, Pawn Plus, the area's largest seller of used firearms and used items, including firearms. Also provide on-site jewelry repairs and open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday. They have a great selection of jewelry, electronics, tools, and video games. Located at 324 West Jackson Street in Macomb between Airco and Taco Bell. And don't forget the community news brief. I see Mr. Arlen Britton here. Looks like he's going to write this one up. And the community news brief has running in Miller. Puts one home, makes it 18-12. Back the other way come the Cyclones. Braden Copeland gets his first basket of the night. And I was just going to say, Brandon, if you are a Cyclone fan, Braden Copeland hadn't scored in the whole first quarter and you were only down 4. You had to think that's not too bad.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Greg. And now he's got his first points. Let's see where they get now. 6-point game right now in favor of South Fulton.
And Cordell fed by Copeland in the lane. That one whistled on Jonah Shaw. It is Jonah Shaw joined by Caden Fogelsong. Also Hunter Adkins, Jackson Miller, and Gabe Nix on the floor for South Fulton. Matt Whitman, Braden Copeland, Brody Cordell, Ryan Clark, and Eli DeCounter for West Prairie. Cordell misses. They get it out to Copeland on get the rebound, and he misses the 3. Fogelsong down with the rebound, and Copeland's going to get the foul from behind. And that will be number 2 on Braden Copeland. Adkins will bring it in. Jackson Miller over to Caden Fogelsong. Fogelsong works it up in the corner, and Nick's going to put that on the way. No good. Rebound Cordell, and they're going to whistle him for a foul. So 6:57 mark here in the second quarter. It is at 20-15. Cyclones down by 5. South Fulton up by 5, depending on which part of the gym you sit. Adkins with it at the free throw line, drives on the counter. He'll be fouled. And on the counter, that's 2.
I seen South Fulton on Monday night against Peoria Heights. They fell short by 12 points, and in my opinion, I think South Fulton could have got the victory. They just had some shots that didn't fall in some key moments, and they end up taking the loss to a very decent Peoria Heights team on Monday night by 12.
And I think that's a team that's kind of on the rise. Peoria Heights has had some good teams here and there.
They got a kid that's probably about 6'5", 6'6", handling the ball for them, and he went down a couple times against South Fulton.
Ball tipped away by Adkins, but turned out lucky as Cordell able to pick it up. Makes it 20-17. Miller lost the handle there, kind of took his eye off a second. Called for the carry. Whitman going to bring it in, lobs into Copeland. And a short bench for West Prairie tonight. I see several guys out, and Fogelsong doesn't commit the foul. That's his first. Second on the team in this second quarter. Carithers will check in. Inbounds to Whitman. They'll set it up here. Dribbles down, Whitman in the lane, whips it over as his pass tipped away. Adkins out of there with it, driving in, fakes, puts it up, missed it. Rebound put up by Thiner, he missed it. Fogelsong has it, he shoots, and the counter's down with it. Copeland, couple fakes, drives in the lane, goes to get it out, gets it out to the counter. The counter will drive himself in the lane, put it up and put it in. As they would say, a little bully ball in there. And Copeland tipping the pass away. 20-19 lead. 20-19. This you can tell, Brandon, this one's going to be a good one. The team's kind of seesawing back and forth.
And that's what I thought there at the beginning. Like I said, you got Copeland from West Prairie, you got Fogelsong from South Fulton. I think it's going to be a very interesting game.
Fogelsong a little too hard off the backboard with that one. To counter the rebound, out to Copeland near side. Back to the counter. He'll hold and set it up. Off to Copeland. Copeland getting a screen, looks to go lane. Spins, and they're going to whistle a travel. Saw that one coming. And Cyclones are going to pull back pressure here. And they've dropped into a 2-3 zone. Don't have much of a bench here, so got to do what you can. Thiner wanting to come to Adkins as it batted out of bounds by the counter. And Adkins are going to bring it in. Into Carithers. He'll set the offense here with 5 minutes left to go in the first half. Adkins with it down for Fogelsong. Fogelsong up top there for Shaw in the lane. Back out to Shaw. 3 is up. 3 no good. And to counter another rebound. And he'll look to lead the charge up the court for the Cyclones. Quickly out to Copeland. Spots the 3. It is good. A sports corner 3 for Braden Copeland. And you notice how quickly Coach Simpson got up and called a timeout, Brandon.
Yeah. I'm sure he's going to tell him, hey, we got to remember not to lose him. We got a key on him. Kept him scoreless in the first quarter. Now he's got 5 points with 4:39 left in the second quarter. And I seen Copeland there, Bushnell, and whenever he warmed up, he really caught fire. So that could be a dangerous sign for the Rebels, but Coach Mike Simpson calls that timeout. So let's see what the Rebels have in store.
As they change it up a little bit here. And they'll bring it up here again. Cyclones have pulled back pressure. Like I said, I was noticing on the bench, pretty much it's the JV guys on the bench. Because evidently some of the guys are out. As they'll work it over to Shaw. Shaw gives to Fogelsong. As his pass tapped, Adkins scoops it up to Carithers. Carithers with a bounce in the lane to Thiner. Thiner swarmed to Adkins. 15-footer, no good. Rebound tapped, and they're going to give Clark the foul over the back of Fogelsong.
I got to mention the awareness of the Cyclones there. Thiner brought the ball down to his waist, and they just swarmed, and they went right after that ball to try to tie it up.
Miller in for Shaw. Now they're going to switch around. You see they double Fogelsong on the inbounds as they're trying to track him down. Miller in the corner. That one a high arcing one. Tipped out of bounds off of Adkins. And it'll go over to West Prairie. Whitman going to walk it up here. 22-20 Cyclones in the lead here as they come over to Copeland on the near side. Quick shot on the way. No good. Rebound. Miller had it off his hands. To counter got it back to Clark. Clark will spot up the 3. Missed as it. And the rebound, Fogelsong snaps it up. Loops it up to Adkins. Adkins giving a look to Carithers. Carithers spins, bounce in the corner. Thiner. Low line drive, no good. Clark the board, and back we come the other way. End-to-end quick action. Whitman over to DeCounter. DeCounter a fake, spins, comes to Clark. Beauty of a pass, up and in and good. Cyclones take a 24-20 lead. 3:20 left to go here. First half. Adkins holds, comes in the corner to Thiner. Really doing a good job of covering up Fogelsong as Brody Cordell steals it. And you can see, Brandon, anytime Fogelsong comes into the post, there's 2 guys right there.
Yep, and right there they're swarming, and then they're forcing the turnover just like what you just seen happen.
Kick out to the counter as Whitman made a drive into the lane. Spins it back, hands off to Whitman. Whitman gets a screen from Clark. Gives a look, one Cordell. Nope, now wants somebody in the lane now, Cordell. Passes to the counter. The counter down for Copeland. Copeland wheels it back on out of there. Pulls it out. And now fake the 3, and boy, Fogelsong jumped. Comes out to Whitman. Whitman out top. fakes over to DeCounter. DeCounter 15-footer open, no good. And Adkins got the rebound. Off to Carithers. Carithers quickly up to Fogelsong. He'll put up 15-footer, no good. And back the other way. Fawcett's going to come in a moment to Whitman. Whitman thought the three. Fogelsong jumped at him. Now the Cyclones will try to get the offense set up. Backdoor cut to Copeland. He'll drive in, put it up, and put it in. And what you're seeing happen here is the Cyclones doing a fantastic job of taking advantage of the Rebels' aggressiveness, getting those backdoor cuts.
Right, and then they're getting that easy two. That's what I was just about ready to say, Greg.
Thainer three on the way. Nope, they're going to say the dreaded long two. And so it makes it 26-22. Cyclones leading here. Clark down. They give to Copeland. Copeland to Cordell. Cordell in the lane open as Clark again puts it up and in.
3 straight plays, easy bunny shots for the West Prairie Cyclones.
They lead by 6, 28-22. A minute 20 left to go in the half. To Thainer. Thainer turnaround J, no good. DeCounter pulls it down. Not sure if that was the shot that Coach Simpson had in mind. As the Cyclones will bring it here, and we've got a timeout called by West Prairie. That is already the third in this first half that Ian Conkling has used. As the two teams, I assume, going to talk it over for this last minute of the first half of play. Probably wanting to make sure they get something good. Overall, it's been pretty even scoring for the Cyclones. Really fairly even for the Rebels as Whitman with 2, Brody Cordell and Eli DeCounter with 5 apiece. Brian Clark with 9 and Copeland with 7. On the other side for the Rebels, it is 4 in the game for Hunter Adkins, 7 so far for Jackson Miller, 2 in the game for Jude Thainer, and 5 in the game for Gabe Nix. Fogelsong with the rest of them. And now we'll see what the Cyclones have dialed up for the end of the first half. Copeland comes on the way over to Whitman. Whitman on the far side of the court, down in the corner to Clark, has his pass tipped and stolen. Miller with it out to Nix. Nix nearly lost it. Cordell up with it, up to DeCounter. DeCounter in the lane, missed the lay-in. And Thainer's back the other way. 45 seconds and counting. In the corner, Adkins shot no good. DeCounter had the rebound, tipped away. Out to Miller. Miller high arcing 3, no good. Fawcett the rebound. In the lane to Adkins. He'll put it up and put it in. And so back will come the Rebels. Or back will come the Cyclones. 28-24 they lead. 20 seconds left in the half. Over to Copeland, down for Clark. Clark looking for somewhere to go. Bounces to Cordell. Cordell in the lane, has it batted away. And Adkins out of there with it. Up on it, tried to go up on DeCounter, spun and gets it up and good. Cut it to a 2-point lead, 2 seconds left. Copeland 3 on the way at the buzzer, no good. 28-26, the score at the end of this first half of play. Brandon, what a half for the two teams.
Very fun, entertaining half. Really keeping our eyes on Fogelsong and Copeland. But Clark for West Prairie, he's really stepped up and stood out for the Cyclones. And Miller for South Fulton also has really stepped up and stood out for the Rebels. So we've got an interesting game, really tight played game. Don't go anywhere, folks. Here in 9 minutes, we start the action of second half action here at West Prairie.
All right, we're going to step aside, go quiet for this half while they do some of the fun halftime stuff. We'll step aside. This is TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH.
cover my ears.
Hey, Frank. Hey, Jeff. How's the farm?
Good, thanks.
Nice choice. Let's get you loaded up.
No matter where you are or what you grow, make sure you start with Dynagrow Seed. For local farm expertise and local seed options, no other seed brand gets you closer to the results you want.
Dope.
And welcome back here to West Prairie Junior Senior High School, getting ready for the second half. And I'm going to be joined by a special guest here, Miss Cameron Flam. Asked me, and I said, hey, what the heck? Always glad to let new play-by-play voices step in. And we're going to give her a test run here in this third quarter of play. So, Cameron, as we get ready to get back here on the floor, why don't, well, I was waiting for him to come out on the floor. I was kind of stalling around a little bit. Why don't you tell them who is in the lineup for the South Fulton Rebels in the second half?
The second half lineup for the South Fulton Rebels is number 4, Hunter Adkins, number 12, Avery Fawcett, number 15, Jackson Miller, and number 20, Caden Fogelsong, and number 30, Braden Carithers.
And now you know who the Cyclones are, so go ahead and give them their lineup.
Well, number 11, sorry, guys.
And go ahead and describe what they're doing.
Well, we just started the third half here. We got around 7 minutes and 40 seconds left for the Cyclones lineup. We got number 11, Braden Copeland, number 32, Ryan Clark, number 35, Eli DeCounter, number 10, Matt Whitman, and number 33, Brody Cordell.
Okay, now tell them what's going on out there with South Fulton working now.
Well, South Fulton's running one of their plays on offense while the Cyclones play defense, and they just scored a layup for 2 points.
And Caden Fogelsong with that layup there. We'll put that on the scoreboard because Greg forgot to reach over. You can look at this court, Cameron. I'll get the score there. And so the Rebels tie it up there on a basket by Fogelsong. Take it away.
Number 32, Ryan Clark, just got a rebound off a shot.
And to Copeland, over to DeCounter. And just keep rolling, Cam.
Yeah, number 32, passing it to Whitman. Over the court pass to number 11, Braden Copeland. And back to Matt, and back to Brody. A travel on Brody.
And that'll bring things over to South Fulton. So coming back here, it'll be Adkins bringing it up off to Carithers and take it away again, Cam.
Well, as number 30, Braden takes it across the thing. We pass it over to number 15, and we get a turnover.
There we go. As Miller had it go through his hands and out of bounds there. Whitman and Copeland will bring it up, and I'll just keep passing off to you. There you go.
All right.
Tell them what's happening.
Number Braden taking it up across the court. We pass it to Whitman over on the right-hand side of the court. Eli cutting over and almost getting a steal. Passing over to Ryan, Braden, and Matt. Then over the court again to Ryan, and then to Matt. 3 attempted by Matt, didn't make it. Got a rebound by number 15, Jackson Miller. Taking it up the court. And a missed shot by number 4, Hunter Adkins. And another. Nice rebound by Ryan Clark off that third or second missed shot there. Taking it up the court by Braden. And an attempted shot and a foul.
And see, the official says, looks like it's on Avery Fawcett. Cam, you're doing a heck of a job so far. I may be out of a job. I like this idea.
I like the idea too, Greg.
Copeland at the free throw line, ready to put it up and on the way.
Missed the first one off a bank. Number 2 in for number 12. Jude Thiner in for Avery Fawcett.
You did better with that name than I did the first time. That's pretty good.
Well, thank you. And we got a make on the second free throw by number 11, Braden Copeland out here.
And that'll put the Cyclones up by 1, 29-28. Back to you.
Well,
it's Miller to Fogelsong, out to Carithers.
and an attempted three-pointer by Braden Carithers, and taking it up the court by Ryan Clark. Got a nice layup up there, but sadly didn't miss it and fell off the rim. Number 2, Jude Thiner. And more missed shots by the Rebels. Number 33, Brody Cordell.
Up to Copeland for the lay-in there. And Cyclones go up by a 31-28.
We got number 4, Hunter Adkins with a missed three-point. Braden taking it up the court again for a second layup. Oh, and we got one. Passing it over to number 20 over here. And we got a timeout.
And I know Cam's mom wants to head home, so thanks, Cam, for a couple minutes
You're
here
welcome.
tonight. Awesome job, young lady. Awesome
You're
job,
welcome.
young lady.
Thank you.
And, of course, this will be posted. You can go back and listen to it online. You may have a future at this, kiddo.
Oh, maybe.
Thanks for coming
You're
up, Cam.
welcome.
Appreciate it. We're slip her out there. Thank you. Like I said, folks, she did a marvelous job, and I think we may have a natural. I'm going to pass the headset over to Brandon. You did good. Hey, anytime. And Cameron Flam joining me here on the mic there. Brandon, I think I may have lost my job.
I may have too. I don't even know what was said. But South Fulton here in the third quarter, they've gone cold, and they are getting beat down the court by the Cyclones. Coach Simpson calls a timeout. Let's see what's in store.
And maybe a little rush shots there by South Fulton. I thought maybe they were getting a little bit too fast. Whitman going to work it now over to Copeland. Copeland gotten going a little bit here in this third quarter. As Copeland works the near side, goes cross court pass. Nice job by Fogelsong to jump at Copeland, but Copeland just kind of keeps probing and sliding, Brandon. He just kind of finds a hole.
Yeah, and he does, and that's just making South Fulton work even harder. And there's another rush shot, as you was speaking about, Greg.
And just pushed it a little. Maybe need to work a little more offense, try to get inside to Fogelsong as DeCounter and Copeland work it here now. Carithers jumping at him. Coming in the lane, and kind of a collision there. Miller able to come out of there with it. Fogelsong on the run. They lob it to him. Nice hands, puts it up and in. And that's the guy you really got to get going, Brandon, if you're a South Fulton Rebel.
And it is, but as earlier, he had two players swarming him to deny the passes even into him. So he's got to hustle down the floor like that, and South Fulton's got to hope that they get more plays like that given to them.
They bring it in the lane to Clark, made a nice fake, but turned and let it go out of bounds. 35-30 the lead here for the Cyclones. And I had to give Cam credit. She did a better job reading Thiner's name than I did the first time.
Hey, that happens more than what you think, probably.
They work it up to Miller. Miller in the lane to Caden Fogelsong. Fogelsong turns, shoots shot, and he's fouled. And again, that's what I was talking about with some of the quick shots. Be patient, work it around, get it into Fogelsong, let him do some damage inside.
That's right. And I'll tell you what, I've seen a lot of good ball movement here in this young season so far from every team that I've seen play this year.
And that cuts the lead down to 4, 35-31. And Fogelsong trying to put himself, and puts himself into double figures with 10. Copeland, the only other one in the game, he's got 14. It's one of those things, you see guys that are really true scorers, you look up and next thing you know they've got 20.
Right.
Shot no good. Cordell tried to get the rebound, and then Miller saves it back in, but Clark had it, stole it, knocked it on the floor, Cordell, and we've got a reach-in foul. That's going to be whistled on Shaw. 35-32. Inbounds to Whitman. They bring it back in the corner. Copeland three on the way. No good. Adkins high with the rebound. Tipped, and you gather it back. Whip it out quickly to Shaw. Shaw on the run with Nix. Back to Shaw. Nice lay-in. That is how you run a fast break. Copeland eyeing things over. Was kind of trying to figure out, and it looks, it's kind of man-on-man kind of zone. I was trying to figure out exactly what it is. Whitman will put up a sports corner three and drain it, and that's another guy you got to get going to help the Cyclones. They bring it out to Shaw. Shaw thought the three, pulls down, passes to Miller, holds and waits. As he goes in the lane, got a little too far in there. Copeland a near steal to Adkins. He'll dribble down and traveled with it. Just wasn't sure what he was going to do.
His feet couldn't catch up with his brain, and he gets caught with the travel. It happens. You just got to move on, and next time just slow it down, and you'll be able to figure it out. A lot of people, they just seem to get upset after a simple turnover as such. Hopefully Adkins recovers from that.
And as I always tell my young girls, you make up for it on the defensive end. You turn it over on one end. Got to come back, make up it on the defensive end. Copeland with it, drives in, lays a floater up. Beauty over the top of Fogelsong.
Copeland's a guy that you don't want to freely give that baseline to, or you're in a lot of trouble.
And so South Fulton will work here into Fawcett, back in the game into Fogelsong, working on Clark. Clark going to give him the little bump and under. And that's going to put Fogelsong back at the free throw line. Wasn't sure if that was on the floor or in the air, but it was, they say, on the shot. Fogelsong, free throw is good. 40-35, cutting the Cyclone lead to 5. Minute 32 left in this third. Been a lightning quick ball game. Second one's good as well. And it's 40-36. Back will come the Cyclones. Eli to counter with it, over to Whitman. Good. Can be patient here. Cordell back and forth across the lane. To the counter. Couple of bounces. Wants to come to Whitman. Finally gets it to him. Whitman down to Copeland, working on Fawcett. Wheels out of the baseline, over to Whitman. Whitman in the lane. He'll shoot shot, a little short. Cordell had it. And we've got a rebound foul, and that's going to be on Shaw.
A little bit of a late whistle. Got the Cyclones fans a little worked up, and then they did get the call, and the right call was given.
Copeland in the lane to counter, and Shaw held on to him from behind. And I think Shaw was just a little late adjusting to going and getting it. Cyclones again, bring it into Whitman, out to the counter, and over to Copeland. Copeland looking to score, comes out to the counter. Out to Whitman. Whitman thought three, very patient. Cyclones really working here. 50 seconds left in the quarter. Clark had to jump by to get it to Whitman. Brings it to the counter. The counter looking for Clark in the corner. Clark spots a three, no good, and Fawcett down with the board. Off in a hurry to Nix, tried to get it down the lane, stolen away by Whitman. Back they come, Eli to counter, we're at the throttle, over to Copeland in the near corner to Whitman. In the lane, Cordell, down for Clark, nice pass. They have made some beautiful interior passes, Brandon.
They have, and right there on that play, that really fired up the bench.
And then kind of an Olay, Clark missed the steal, and Fogelsong made him pay. 7 seconds left, Copeland with it, looking to score, fires the three at the buzzer, no good. And the rebound tipped around, it'll be at the end of three, 42-38. We got a good one brewing here at West Prairie. Let's take this time out on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Working at MDH feels special to me because I'm also from a small community like MDH, and I love to be able to care for communities like this and be able to give them high standards of excellence with medical care as possible. You know, some people like to take more of a medical approach to their care. Some people like to take more of a holistic. And I just want to be able to make their plan of care as individualized as possible.
And we are back here looking into the Cyclones, Huntley and Conkling. And as we head to the fourth, Brandon, for South Fulton, they've stayed close here. Just can't have those periods where they get ahead of themselves.
Right, and you got to key like you did there in the first quarter on Copeland, or, you know, could be a little bit of trouble. You got to try to give that ball into Fuglsang on the inside post. Like you said, I think this is going to come to the very wire.
Adkins joined by Nix, also Fawcett, Miller, and Fuglsang on the floor. We'll get West Prairie when they go on offense. Miller dribbling out top of it. And Fuglsang going to have to be careful. He's been in that lane a long time, puts it up and puts it in, but gets the basket. And they're within 42 at 42-40. DeCounter up with it. Cyclones just have to be patient. DeCounter driving toward the lane, goes up, missed the shot, can't get it to go, and it's tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with West Prairie. 7.5 left to go here in the ball game as Ryan Clark sets it down. Into the counter, quickly to Copeland. Copeland driving lane, puts up shot, a little short. Had his own rebound, and he's fouled from behind by Fawcett. Fawcett will trigger it in. Up to DeCounter. DeCounter looks in at Cordell. Bouncing for Copeland. Copeland in the lane, getting weaving his way back out of there. Now gets it to DeCounter. DeCounter sliding down over to Copeland. Copeland working on Adkins. Gets a pick from Cordell to Whitman. So work down to 7 minutes left. Copeland Whitman down the lane, lays it up and gets it a little bit of kiss. Make it a 44-40 lead. And then Whitman picking up a quick foul there.
That's not a spot that you want to foul. You fouled about 80 feet away from the basket, but he was trying to go for that ball, and he just got too much body on that.
Nix with the throw, trying to get it to Fawcett. Stolen away by Nix. Or stolen away by the Cyclones, and then we've got a jump ball. Possession arrow says West Prairie. And now coming in, it'll be Copeland bringing it inbound. Cyclones will keep it here. Into Whitman. Whitman wanting to give off to Copeland, does. Copeland, couple dribbles. Weaves it on out of there. Now to DeCounter. DeCounter out to Cordell, over to Copeland. Wide open three is good. The sports corner three by Braden Copeland. And you said it, Brandon, if you lose him behind the screen, that's what happens.
Yep, and it is, and he'll heat up, and he's got 19 points now. Kind of quiet 19 points, but he's got 19 points.
Pass tip, Fawcett able to recover it. And heaves it way over the head of Adkins. So the Cyclones will get it back.
I think Avery Fawcett's letting a little too much get to him. He's got 4 fouls now, and he just had that turnover, and he's hanging his head. You can't hang your head.
And then on the other end, somebody fell asleep on defense, and nobody picked up Matt Whitman. Whitman got an open layup. Nix had to foul him. And so Matt Whitman will be up at the free throw line, one of the better free throw shooters for the Cyclones. Free throw is good. It's at 48-40. Second one is good. It makes it 49-40. Largest lead for the Cyclones. Nix with it out top, comes over to Adkins. Adkins Looking in the corner for Fogelsong, back to Adkins. Quickly out to Miller, Miller up to Nix. Fawcett in the lane, down wide open. Adkins found a hole, put it up and in. Big bucket back there for the Rebels. Now then Adkins, the second Rebel, into double figures with 10. Copeland with it over to DeCounter. DeCounter down the lane, missed the lay-in. Fight for it, and they bring it out of there, and they throw it away. As Clark went up, and it'll be Fogelsong or Fawcett.
If it's Fawcett, that'll be number 5. I believe that's who it was on. Yep,
it is on Fawcett. And that is his 5th. And you saw the moment of recognition, Brandon. He looked up, and when they buzzed, and he looked up when Thiner was coming in, he said, I had 4. Clark, free throw is good. So puts them up by 8 again, 50-42. 5:20 world of time left. Clark makes them both. And the other thing that does, Brandon, is that's already the 3rd team foul on South Fulton. So they're going to have to be careful.
South Fulton, they have had a lot of fouls here tonight.
And nobody caught a hold of Copeland. Whitman, a length of the court pass, and puts it in the touchdown. Matt Whitman, the quarterback for the Cyclones. Back, Thiner comes the other way, shoots a quick shot. Rebounded by DeCounter. DeCounter. And lost the handle on it. It'll be South Fulton basketball. And what we're seeing again, Brandon, is Coach Sims has got to be telling his guys, hey, slow down, let's get a good possession and get a bucket, and then not shoot shots super quick.
Yeah, and that's what they've been doing. They've been taking those long shots and too quick, but now they're moving the ball like they should be to find that open shot.
And Carruthers trying to pass it to Thiner, stolen away by Clark. Cyclones bring it over the timeline. We are working down. 4:25 left to go here in the ball game. Ryan Clark going for the home run and got it. The 3-ball, Sports Corner 3 for the Cyclones. 56-42, 14-point lead. Let's take this timeout on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
(56-42). Well, not out of the world of possibilities, Brandon, but definitely a long shot here. Cyclones up by 14, and the Rebels going to have to be patient. It's one of those deals. You're going to have to be patient but quick.
Right. I'm sure Coach Mike Simpson had a lot to talk about in that timeout. As you said, be patient. And they've also got to pressure the shot. They just gave up a wide open 3-point basket for a 14-point deficit.
Down in the corner to Thiner. Thiner looking. Nearly has his pass. Now does have it taken away. Copeland in the lane, goes up, puts it up, and Carruthers knocked him into the wall. And they're going to. And the Coach Conkling wanting an intentional foul there, as Carruthers will come out, Nix will come in. So Copeland, the shot was good, so it'll be one free throw. So 58-42. And free throws up and in and good. 59-42, 17-point lead under 4 minutes. left here to go. Adkins working up, looking for Fogelsong. Comes to Miller. Miller to Nix. Looking to dribble, comes down, gives it over to Thiner, and Whitman picks it up to Copeland on the run. Another touchdown.
Bunch of touchdown fast breaks for West Prairie here in the fourth quarter, and that's why we're sitting at a 19-point deficit now, really.
And it's one of those things, just recognition. You guys, Thiner gets a bucket back quick. Rebels surprised they didn't pressure on the inbounds. 61-44, they'll walk it up here. Cyclones can be very, very patient. As out to Copeland. Copeland to DeCounter. DeCounter looks. Wheels lane, gives to Whitman. Whitman over to DeCounter. You hear maybe the air going out of the ball, and DeCounter travels with it. Substitution number 25, Brian Parker will check in. Also checking in, number 1, Jonah Shaw. Nix comes over, and Adkins, and you know what he was doing, Brandon? He was looking at Fogelsong, and it just took his eye off it for a minute.
Yep, and that's what he did. Turnover here with 2:58 remaining. You got to calm down, like we stated during the last time out, and I'm sure that's what Coach Mike Simpson was saying. And so far, the Rebels are not showing that calmness.
Riley Fogelsong will check in here for the the Rebels. As Copeland out top with it for the Cyclones. Down in the corner to DeCounter. Looks to drive back out to Copeland. Holds on. We're down to 2:40 left to go here in this one. 61-44 lead for West Prairie. Whitman. Couple of dribbles over to Copeland. Just looking around down in the corner. They bring it into Cordell. Cordell, nice dump down, and Clark there again.
Clark with 18 points.
He has been big, and that's what Ryan Clark does. He just kind of slides in there and all over the place. Whitman with a steal, heads up the court, lays it up, lays it in, and good. Makes it 65-44. Rebels go back to work. Whitman another near steal. Nix grabs it, and it was tipped, so he can get it back there. Copeland with a near steal. Cordell trying to pick it up, fight for it on the floor. DeCounter dribbling in and slid and traveled.
That darn back foot is what got him there.
Yep. And I tell you what, he did the splits there. That'd have been me. I'd have been headed to the emergency room.
Right, yep, same with me.
Caden Little and Jason Faust will check in for the Cyclones. Minute 52 left in this one. 21-point lead for West Prairie. Nix walks it up here to Riley Fogelsong. They bounce it back in the lane. Bouncing it back out to Nick out, and Shaw had it for a moment. Lost it to Nix. Working it on the outside to Brian Parker in the lane. Riley Fogelsong fouled by Ryan Clark. And those two had been kind of banging around on each other. Wasn't surprised that happened. Riley Fogelsong will be at the free throw line. First one missed. And then Cam Melvin, Dalen McCartney, and Max French will check in. The Cyclones get a big win here on this Friday. Second one no good. Little down with the board, and he'll head back the other way. So we have the JV game part 2 as Melvin nearly lost it. Over for Faust. Faust working with a minute 15 left to go in the game. Comes into Little. Out to McCartney. McCartney out to Faust. Faust going to dribble toward the lane to McCartney. McCartney in the lane to French. French spots it up, shoots, shot won't go. Rebound tipped out of bounds by Shaw. It'll stay with West Prairie.
.20 game here, less than a minute left, but this game's been much tighter throughout the game than 21 points.
It was really this fourth quarter that kind of broke it open. Cyclones finally getting out and getting a run. French with it. He'll shoot a high fader. As back will come the Rebels, number 25, Parker. Missed it. McCartney the rebound, up to Cam Melvin. We got 30 seconds left to go in the ball game. And Coach Conkling saying, hey, let's just slow it down and work it. Melvin to Little watching Faust. And bounces over to Faust. Faust out top of the key, working with 15 seconds left as Nick's trying to steal it. In the lane to Melvin. Melvin, couple of dribbles, back to Faust. And tipped out of bounds by Riley Fogelsong. West Prairie will bring it in bounds here. Inbounds to McCartney, and McCartney will just hand it off to Melvin, and they'll just hold it. As we count it down here, the Cyclones getting a big win, 65-44 over the South Fulton Rebels in this one. A fun game all the way along. Brandon, fun to work with you, sir. First time we've done that work together, and a fun time working with you here. Enjoyed it. It was fun to see the boys go up and down a little bit. I usually stay on the girls' side of things, so a lot of fun.
Very fun. Good working with you, making it very easy for me, so I can't complain.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up from here. 65-44, the final score. This has been TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.